This is the Hypothetically Sound podcast,
hosted by Alec, Randy, and Xavier,
where we take a hypothetical look at the world around us,
exploring the what ifs, maybes, and how comes.
Join in on the unfiltered, raw, and real conversations
as we explore the world around us. Welcome back to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you are having a great day. As always, I am one of your hosts, Randy, joined by the other host, Alec.
Yeah.
And we are continuing our journey on Apple Music's top 100 albums of all time. And today, we are on album number 73, Aja by Steely Dan.
Yeah.
And into this, Alec, what did you know about Steely Dan?
Absolutely nothing.
I knew their name. I knew they had a funny name.
I remember the name. I recall hearing the name before, but I'm pretty sure I heard it through the grapevine, through some hippies and stuff. Like my camp counselor in middle school named Shree. I'm sure he listened to Steely Dan.
Mm-hmm. I knew Steely Dan was like the pioneer of yacht rock. And that like some bros listened to them that I knew.
Yeah.
But that was all I knew about Steely Dan. And at home, I don't know how much you know about Steely Dan. So as always, I'm going to hook you up with some information about them. Aja, spelled A-J-A, but pronounced Asia like the continent, is the sixth studio album by American jazz rock, yacht rock band Steely Dan. It came out in 1977. It includes two members, Donald Fagen and Walter Becker. What's interesting about this album is they worked with nearly 40 musicians to create this album. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Top LPs and Tape charts. It got to number 5 on the UK Albums chart. It won Best Engineered Recording Non-Classical Album at the 20th Annual Grammy Awards. It was nominated for Album of the Year. It was nominated for Best Pop Performance by a Duo. So it did great in the late 70s. It is considered, as I said, the pioneering album to yacht rock. People love it. Interesting fact about the song. It was named Aja after a high school friend's wife who happened to be a Korean woman. And the cover art of this is a photograph by Hideki Fuji. And it's a picture of a Japanese model and actress. So yeah, they really went into the Asian feng shui, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, that's fair. Kind of weird, in my opinion.
Oh, my like ethical racial studies major really came out when I was reading about it, and like the whole China doll thing, especially in the late 70s, it was huge, and so it was a little off-putting at first.
Yeah, it was something when I read that fact, I was like, I don't know how I'd feel if like my homies were like, "Hey, yo, we about to make the best record of all time." Mm-hmm. A legendary record, and guess who the inspo was? Your wife. And it's like, the fuck you mean by that?
And it would go with anything. Like if someone put out an album called Becky, and like the cover art was just some white Midwestern mom, or if they put out a album name like Tasha, and it was like a black girl, big hoops, and like your stereotypical like what people think black women look like from the hood. Like it doesn't matter what it's just weird in general. For that to be your inspiration, I guess.
I mean, Train did it. Why can't they do it with black women? Anyways,
back to what we're actually talking about, and that is Steely Dan. It is a 7-track album.
Yeah, 40 minutes long.
Yeah, 40 minutes long, and each song, you're like, oh, 7 tracks, 40 minutes. Each track is like 5+ minutes. I think they have like one shorter track. But yeah, they're pretty long, but that's what happens when you work with 40 musicians and create a bunch of long songs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
We'll start with track number 1 called Black Cow.
Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, you must have been waiting for me. Anyways, yeah, Black Cow started out, dude, and it's just like this really good, funky, mellow sound, like just off rip. It's something Sounds weird. It's something that I feel like you would hear at a grocery store when you're just like browsing. That's the type of like background-ish music that it sounds like, which is not a bad thing. Usually, those musics are supposed to be like a calming, kind of peaceful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a very nice sound.
No, yeah, it like you said, funky. It's a smooth, soulful sound. You get the jazz blues right away with this opening track.
Yeah, it's super nice, super pleasing to the ear. You kind of can get lost in it if you feel like it, or you can use it as background noise, and it's like one of that like keeps you happy and content type music, you know?
And if you like instruments, this is the album for you because
Oh yeah.
it is a composer's masterpiece of instruments intertwining with each other and playing off of each other, and it just sound like Alex said, it's so soothing. It's so just easy to listen to, especially compared to coming from
9 Inch Nails. Yeah.
9 Inch Nails. This was needed for my ears.
Oh yeah, I listened to 9 Inch Nails and then this back to back, and
Yeah.
let me tell you, that was such a roller coaster for my head in one day. It was insane.
And I love it. And I like this track. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Interesting things about this track. I have interesting things about most tracks. I did a little research. I was listening because they were long tracks. Black Cow is another word for root beer float, or another way of calling it a root beer float. And
I thought it was a drink.
It is also a drink. It can be an alcoholic drink as well, using bourbon or Kahlua. And this track is specifically about Aja and a man talking about his girlfriend's behavior and her habits, and then you start to see the character and the relationship. So it's about their relationship and how it grows and them together. Well, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. All right. I ended up giving it a 6 out of 10.
Oh.
That sounds really bad, but let me explain. I was feeling it. It was good. Again, it's kind of like grocery store music, like this particular track, and it just was like, oh, yeah, it's not bad. It's good. It's not bad at all. It's just something that I would have as background music and not like really give much attention to. So 6 out of 10.
Yeah. I can tell you, I have nothing that is 6 or lower on my list.
Okay, well, that's fine. Anyways, moving on to the next track, the title track, Aja. This track's a lot of instrumental, but like the instrumental is really, really good. Like, if I said the last one was peaceful and like wasn't really like this one is. This one's getting your attention, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a good sound and it's unique and varied throughout the whole thing. And it just keeps you wanting to engage and listen to it, which is really weird for instrumental type tracks. And the production's insane for the time period. I don't even know if this one's remastered, but even if it is remastered, it's still really good.
It holds up.
It sounds fresh.
And like you said, it's another slow play song. I think what keeps you engaged is that the tempo picks up and slows down a lot.
Yeah, the variations. Yeah,
and it's like you said, it's really well put together song. It's just under 8 minutes, but it doesn't feel like 8 minutes.
See, to me, it did start dragging a little bit towards the end, but like it was like the last 30 seconds made me realize like I've been listening to this for a minute.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just what you get when you get a bunch of great musicians together and give them the keys to a song.
Yeah. Yeah. I ended up giving this a 7 out of 10.
Nice. I also gave it a 7 out of 10. And again, this song was inspired, obviously, by Aja again.
I hope it was inspired by Aja. Imagine like titling Aja and just not being inspired by her at all.
Right.
Like, hey, every song on here is about your girlfriend except for this particular one. The one with her name, yeah.
Yeah. Fagan says the track is about the tranquility that can come of a quiet relationship with a beautiful woman. So in the first one, you get to know them in their relationship, and then this one is about how good of a relationship they had.
Cool.
Which moves us to track 3, Deacon Blues. I thought it was a smooth vocal track. like where the first two are more instrumental. This one had a good vocalness to it. Like the vocals were the star. Um, I thought everything blended well. It did have this is the first song that had more of a 70s sound to it specifically. Like it sounded like a song that they would be playing in Greece in like when they're in the cafe or the bar or whatever.
I can kind of see that. Yeah.
It just has a smooth jazz rock but it was good. I
I
liked it.
will say though, like even though I also put that it's a super smooth song and the chorus of it and all that was just vibing.
Mhm.
The star of it was during the instrumental break when the sax came in, bro.
Yeah, the sax was really
Oh
nice.
my god, that's the star for me, man. That shit was nice.
I did give the track an 8 out of 10. Sorry, go ahead.
I was
I'll
gonna
let
say
you
I
finish.
also gave it an 8 out of 10.
And the interesting thing about this song is Flanagan said that many people assume that this song is about a guy in the suburbs who ditches his life to become a musician, while in truth, he's not sure that the guy actually achieves his dream, and he might not even play an instrument. It's just the fantasy life of a suburban guy from a certain subculture.
Okay, so that's just weird. I don't know about this man talking about his tracks. They've all been kind of meh, kind of weird. Like if you listen to the song and you hear that, you're like, what the fuck are you on about? In my opinion.
Hmm.
But like it's the late 70s, bro. He's probably on shrooms.
Oh yeah, they were definitely on something.
Anyways, Deacon Blues was probably one of my favorites of the album, tied
Mhm.
for my favorite.
Yeah.
But that moves us on to the next track, Randy's favorite, Peg.
If you get that joke, you're a dirty-minded person.
Oh, even if you don't, maybe it's best to not know
Yeah.
his business. I'm sorry for airing you out like that.
All good. Uh, it's slightly more fast-paced, more
Yeah,
upbeat. Good. It's a more of a poppy rock
yeah,
song.
yeah. It was good. To me, it didn't hit the same as Deacon Blues did,
Hmm.
like at all. But it was still decent. Yeah,
Yeah. While I don't think it's as good as Deacon Blues, I do think it's a good track. I still give it a 7 out of 10. It was different, and it's nice to have something different. Like I said, it's poppy compared to more of a jazz blues 70s sounding. Like everything's been its own thing.
yeah. I definitely prefer the jazz bluesy sound
Hmm.
that they go for. I gave this a 6 out of 10.
And that's fair. Yeah.
Like I said, it just didn't hit the same as Deacon Blues, and following Deacon Blues is kind of a tough one because like
Hmm.
that shit was smooth. Also, Deacon Blues would have been way higher. It might have been a 9 out of 10, but that's still a 7 minute 35-second song, bro.
They are long.
Yeah,
They are
these
long.
long ass songs be long. Like I like them, but damn, that's 8 minutes of my time I have to commit to a single song is insane. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, 6 out of 10 for Peg. It was all right to me.
Yeah.
Moves us on to Home at Last.
My favorite track on the album.
Yeah, the instrumental on this, it goes hard. It sounds good. It does well, piquing your interest the whole time. They sound fantastic on the track. They flow really well. I like this one a lot.
Yeah. It's a good, relaxing jazz rock, blues rock song. It flows amazingly. Uh, I don't know if you caught it. And I say I kind of caught it. Like I was like wondering what the song was more about. I have to listen to the lyrics. It is a homage to the Odyssey by Homer.
No, I did not catch it because I was just vibing.
No, and that's fair. Like I love Greek works, and Odyssey is one of my favorites. And so like I not gonna lie, I listened to the track twice after finding it out because I just wanted to see if I could pick up more and listen to it different. And I just really enjoyed with the song. I really messed with it. I gave it 8 out of 10.
Gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Which moves us to I Got the News. This is the penultimate track. I don't know what it was about it. It did feel a little off for me.
Okay. Why do you
Like
think that?
I don't know. It was like offbeatish a little bit, and I like wasn't exactly feeling it at the start, but as the track was going on, I got into it more.
Yeah.
Um, it's good once you get past that weird feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a sick ass guitar solo in it. Like it's really good. Like something I did not expect, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
But I think it would have been higher if I didn't feel off about it in the beginning. Like it just didn't feel like it was like in place at first.
No, yeah, understandable. So I enjoyed the song. It was another up-paced song. They did a good job at, like I said, mixing up their paces in the album. It felt like even the album was constructed in a way that they wanted, like they thought of everything. Uh, it was funky again. Uh, the guitar was, like you said, was fantastic. I didn't pay attention to the lyrics, which is a good thing because they said the lyrics were just a vehicle for the instruments on this track. And so this track was about the guitar and about uh, everything else they added into it, the synthesizers, the pianos, the bass guitar, the drums. It was about all of that more than it was the words. And I gave it a 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Which moves us to the final track number 7, Josie.
Yeah, man. I like this song a lot. I'm sorry. I like this song a lot.
Yeah, it was a very fun song. The lyrics, everything, like this is, I think, one of the more complete songs from lyrics to story to sound. Everything was really top notch on it.
Yeah, I mean, instrumental goes crazy. Chorus slides. Everything's just so nice about the song, man.
It was a great note to leave the album on.
It's kind of weird to me. This is tied for my favorite as well.
Same.
I mentioned earlier. Kind of weird to me that the whole album is about Asia, and then we get to Josie, and it's like I'm into Josie more than Asia, bro. What can I say?
Well, you should be, because the song was about the most known woman in like your neighborhood coming back, and essentially everybody acting up because she's back. So she like runs the hood, and now she's back. It's all about everybody acting up.
Oh no! So they're like, hey, this is about your relationship with Asia, and then Asia's listening to this, and you get to Josie, and she's like, "Oh, that bitch, huh?" And then homie now has to explain why he picked Josie for the final song about the album about the relationship, huh? That's crazy.
They said what they really loved about Josie and why they chose to write it is they like slang. They said they like making up their own slang words, and I can't remember exact word, but it was like battle cusp apple or something. They say grab your battle cusp apple or something apple. And it's just, that was their thing. They like making up weird slang words that meant nothing. But that's...
You think that helped Asia's boyfriend's argument? Like, they just be saying shit. They just be saying shit.
What are you talking about? Look, they talked about grabbing an apple and fighting. Like they just be making stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know Josie like that. Okay, I like they just trying to air out business and shit. Like that's not even real.
They were high on shrooms.
Clearly, they into you. That's why they named the bitch Asia. Like, think about it. Like, they're trying to break us up.
Friends at this point. Like, were they even friends? Because they said it's a high school friend. Not a current friend, a high school friend. So, like, they probably weren't even friends anymore. And he just wrote this album about their relationship. That he
just so he could get Asia, bro. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Oh, man. I'm onto you, Steely Dan. Can't hide from me, Steely Dan. Dirty Dan.
But yeah, it was it was 40 minutes, but it was a quick album. It was 7 songs. They sounded good. I enjoyed the album as a whole. I think it is worth listening.
Yeah, 100% worth listening to.
I gave it a 7.7 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.07 out of 10.
Which makes sense. You had a couple low ones. I had mostly 7s and 8s. So
yeah, that's very true. That is very, very true.
I guess I'm just one of those weird people that enjoy yacht rock. I guess that's what I learned out of this.
Yeah, I mean, It just sounds like a little bit of jazz, a little bit of rock. Like it's always a good mix. So
I do enjoy me some jazz, blues combined with. I enjoy instruments. If you can play some good instruments and get them sounding good together, I'm all for it.
You know what would amp this shit up? A harmonica, on God.
just one solo somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
But this has been a fun episode. We hope you guys enjoyed, and it is time for the world-renowned, the most wanted.
See, stop hyping it up like that, bro. Because I give them some mediocre shit, dog. Like this one's gonna be mediocre.
The one, the only. Shout out by Alec.
I hate you so much, dog. Anyways, shout out to anyone who's ever been inspired by their homie's girlfriend. I know that sounds messed up, but hey, sometimes work of arts come out of that, okay? As long as you're not scummy about it. I don't know if they were, but I'm assuming not. Because, you know, they made a lot of money off of this shit.
Yeah, they did.
So, do you think they gave Aja any money?
An album.
They
gave her an album. Like, hey,
signed ones. Like, if you're going through hard times, sell that bitch.
Right.
Tell them your name's Aja. Like, no, they had to give her like some money, right? Like, for like using her. I mean, I would personally. I feel like, especially if they try to steal her, be like,
hey,
a few grand ain't nothing on me, baby, because you made me. Oh my God, they're musical pimps. Holy shit. I cracked the code. I told you I was onto you, Steely Dan.
You did crack the code. It's kind of scary. And I think we're just gonna, stop it there before you reveal any more about Steely Dan and they come find us. And
I hope they do, because I'm not gonna stop until they get their comeuppance.
But we thank you guys again for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed album number 73, Aja by Steely Dan. Next episode is album number 72, SOS by SZA. I'm excited. I haven't actually listened to any of her music outside of TikTok, and I enjoy what I hear on TikTok, so I'm excited to listen to a full album. It is long. It is a 23-track album, but it hopefully is worth it.
Yeah.
So, until next time, go follow us on all the social media sites. We're Hypothetically Sound everywhere you can find us. And we hope... Yep.
You know, it's wild when you said, until next time, go fuck. And I was like, whoa. Whoa there, buckaroo.
I am polite. I always say, have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day.
Deuces.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.